What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Lucky Underdogs podcast, brought to you by Believe Network and Good Men Productions. Thank y'all for tuning in. We got us a good episode today, man. Yeah, as always, it's your boy Devin Butler here, joined by my dog, the one and the only.
Hey, it's your boy CJ Prosise, man. Every week, we showcasing the underdogs, man. Showcasing the guys that don't really get that in the media spotlight. They really got a chip on their shoulders. That the guys aren't the 5 stars. Really, guys that just putting in that work and then trying to get on the field and make the plays that they can. And today we got a real underdog, a true underdog, team underdog. While we was at the University of Notre Dame, and that's Corey Holmes. That's Corey Holmes.
Yes, sir.
That
part. Hey, I'm bringing the energy today. I don't know about y'all. I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
Because the Irish are 4-0.
Oh yeah.
And also the Miami Dolphins are 2-0. So I'm talking my trash today. I don't know who's y'all teams are. I don't know who y'all teams are, but the Dolphins 2-0, so I'm feeling good. Irish doing good. The Dolphins doing good.
Listen, I'm gonna let you know this right now. The Cowboys got the best defense in the NFL. That's my mob. So yeah.
Well, we on the schedule. We got y'all on the schedule.
We're going to see what's up. We're going to
absolutely going to see what's up.
We can put a little something on.
We absolutely going to see what's up. You guys might have to get me on here again the week after that.
The Dolphins tough, man. The Dolphins looking tough.
Yeah. Them boys looking good, man.
Tough Tyreek.
Hey, Tua tatted now.
Yeah. Tua got the sleeve, right?
Tua got the sleeve.
He said we rowdy. He said we get rowdy, bro. He said, what he tell Ryan Clark? He said, yeah, we get rowdy, man.
Yeah. You can see me, Ryan Clark. You can see me.
Hey.
That's basically what he said.
That's the energy they bringing. So it's no surprise that's what they're doing. But
it's only
Cowboys though. Them Cowboys though. That's y'all know what's going on, man. CJ's in Dallas.
CJ being real quiet. CJ, who your team?
Man, I'm Seattle till I die, man. Seattle.
Okay.
Seattle drafting me, man. Seattle till I die. We'll see how we doing. We always gonna be a solid team. We gonna get to the playoffs. Always. Then we probably gonna lose in the second round, first round, but we'll see how that go. We'll see how that go.
I like Gino.
Oh, Gino, bro, Cole, bro, Gino, the redemption story of all time,
the decade
of all time.
Talk about an underdog, right? Talk about an underdog.
Yeah, that's a real underdog
for sure. Right there, yeah. Shout out Gino. That's South Florida, brother.
Shout out Gino.
Oh yeah, that is South Florida, huh?
Okay. Yeah, represent.
It's a Florida thing. It's a Florida thing. Okay, I see you.
It's only right.
Mm-hmm. So let's get into this Notre Dame game, man. They had a nice, handy win. You know what I mean? I thought it was good. I'll give my takeaways from the game just to start. I'm a big believer if you can pull away from a team at the end of the football game, that's what you need to showcase. That's really when you separate the level of competition, and that's when you really see the will of your team in that fourth quarter. And this is, I think, the third straight game that Notre Dame pulled off on people in the fourth quarter. So I got a lot of faith in Notre Dame this year. I mean, I think Estime gonna be in the Heisman talk soon.
Man, that dude was hurdling crazy out here, man. Looking like a professional 110s. Like you put him on the 110.
Man, it reminded me of back in the day, man.
Right.
When I used to run them things.
Like, I couldn't hit them hurdles, but man, that dude was going crazy. But yeah.
So look, what stood out to me is just the way that they're beating teams, right? Mm-hmm. So they did it again this past weekend. This is now 4 games in a row where they've put up 40-plus points. That's 5 in a row if you're dating back to last season. Mm-hmm. What we haven't really seen in the past, let's be honest, right, are Notre Dame teams that are just beating the teams like the Central Michigans, like the Navies, the way that they're supposed to. This year they're doing that, right? Like, and we talk about underdogs. I know we were kind of talking, off the call, right, about who our underdogs are. You got to go with Estime. You guys already kind of brought him up. Like, this dude, he's already halfway to 1,000 yards. Like, talk about an underdog. Like, this dude probably is one of the best backs in the country. There really haven't been any backs that have stood out to me personally, right? We thought like a Blake Corum was going to come back this year. He's coming off an injury. We thought he was going to really stand out. If you ask me, Estime the best back. He the best back in the country. And we ain't even talked about the quarterback. I mean, do y'all talk about the quarterback every time that y'all come on here?
Bro, that's really
it's hard not to. It's hard not to.
I mean, especially with us, because I mean, I ain't got it's no offense to the quarterbacks we had, but a guy like Hartman, man, he just can get the ball to all those guys, and it's making it. And like people talking about the receivers, like ain't doing this and that, but everybody's getting so many touches and making it seem like one person not doing a lot. So everybody eating. So it's like, one person ain't gonna go off. Everybody eating.
And that's a testament to the quarterback, and that's a
testament
testament
to
to
the
the offensive
offensive
coordinators. I
coordinator.
think they're
Absolutely.
working really well together this year. But Hartman, I mean, I give more of the credit to Hartman.
Absolutely.
To your point, CJ. Like, it's not to take anything away from the quarterbacks that we've had, but Hartman, the way I talked about Estimate being the best running back in the country. If Hartman keeps playing, like we got Ohio State coming up, like he's already playing like a Heisman Trophy can. I'm just gonna say it now.
Absolutely.
That's basically what I was getting at, right? Like he's playing like a Heisman candidate. Don't let him go out there against Ohio State, throw for 3 touchdowns, throw for 50 plus yards. Like then he's gonna have USC in a couple more weeks, and then but right after we got Ohio State, we got Duke.
Can't sleep on them.
Duke is
Can't
solid,
sleep on Duke.
I mean, we're talking about Notre Dame, right? But
Right.
a guy who's really showed up this year is their quarterback, Riley Leonard.
Riley Leonard, yeah.
That's going to be a really good matchup between quarterbacks. So it's going to be a real good two good matchups for him back to back. But that dude looking good, man. He's a good decision maker. He throws a CJ. Now tell me, I feel like only guys that play can make sense of this. Doesn't he throw a catchable ball?
Man, it's like it just you want it. It's like you catch it. It's like right in stride. You feel me? It's like, it's not too hard. It's not too soft. It's like right on. It's like calculated.
Exactly. It's not too hard. It's too soft. Right where it needs to be. Pause. Was that a pause?
Yeah. That was definitely a pause. TJ, you got to pause that
one. Anyways, and the velocity. How about that?
Yeah,
How we
the velocity.
The velocity was not too strong. I don't know.
Yeah, bro.
But listen, and it's one thing. It's one thing as a receiver, right, to get the ball thrown to you, like right where in the window that it needs to be. That's the point I'm trying to make. Right, not too high, not too low, not too far in front of you. That's what type of quarterback he is. But that's football, right? Football's the game of inches. Those things matter when it comes to playing at a high level, and he's proven that.
100%. He definitely gives a lot of those receivers a chance to make plays after the catch, and he just hits them right in stride. He's rarely making bad reads. You know what I mean? Like that's one of the things I'm super impressed with him about. I think the defense also was pretty stout. They was missing a lot of tackles, but anytime you can hold an offense to 3 for 13 on third down, that's a good sign. You know what I mean? That's good ball right there. I think they got the number one pass efficiency defense in the country right now. And that's definitely going to be important with who they got next week. You know what I mean? That's definitely going to be important with this O-State game. I think it's going to be a real big test. I think Ben Morrison versus Marvin Harrison Jr. is probably going to be one of the most talked about matchups of his young career. You know what I mean? So I definitely think, and I think he's chomping at the bit to get that rematch too, because he was young when they played him last. No, he wasn't. Yeah. That was his first game.
Now, what number that is?
Number 20. Yeah, number 20.
Right. I was going to ask you how you like the secondary. How, like what?
I like the secondary a lot, man. I got a lot of love for that secondary. Cam Hart played at Good Counsel, WCAC guy. DJ Brown, St. John's, another WCAC guy. And then Ben Morrison, his older brother, Sammy Morrison, was actually my backup in high school at Gonzaga. Wow. So I got time and I got love for that secondary, man. They doing they do, bro. Like they are flying around, they making plays, and they are challenging receivers. And that's really what I like to see. And and the D-line doesn't get a lot of love, but I think that they're really playing a lot of complimentary football. Like they're playing a lot of complimentary football.
And they play to the strength of the defense too. The strength of our defense are DBs, and they right now they rushing the passer and making them get the ball off fast, and the DBs are having less time to cover. So that's just making the whole defense play better and all together. I think Freeman brought that up, talking about they might not be getting the sacks, but they're making it hard for the quarterback to make easy reads, and the DBs having easier time back there. So man, that's a real testament to that D line for real.
I'm super excited.
It's the linebackers too.
Yeah,
the linebackers. Who am I thinking of? Help me out here.
Was it Bertrand or Kaiser?
Kaiser.
Well, Bertrand was out last
Bertrand
week.
Been out, but Kaiser.
No,
and then
who's my guy? Is it Maris?
Maris. You're talking about Maris. Yeah, Maris, that guy.
Yeah, that boy fly around.
He leads that.
that
He
he
flies
flies
around.
around. He
He's
flies
the
around. But look,
yeah.
that's really been the identity of the defense
Yeah.
just this whole year. They just been flying around. Like
Mhm.
I'm seeing tackles in the backfield. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just seeing a lot of like just big plays from the defense, and that's the difference. I mean, Notre Dame, honestly, we've traditionally had good defenses, but
Mm-hmm.
like when you have a good defense and you compare that with such like a high powered offense, that's when you got something cooking. Like
Right.
that's
Mhm.
and that's what we have. That's what I've been really, happy watching this team and really excited to see, one, them play a team like Ohio State, because now this is like a true test. But I mean, just throughout, the length of this season, I think we're going to be playing some really good football.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no doubt. And you mentioned Riley Leonard next week. He's actually the little cousin of another Gonzaga guy that I played with. He was his kicker. My kicker in high school, Danny Leonard, was his older cousin. So
Oh
shout out
wow.
to Danny Leonard and the Leonards down there, man.
Yeah.
Just
They
DC
playing some
area,
football. They
just bringing them out, huh? DC area, just
Right.
bring them
you
Right.
out,
know
huh?
what it is. You know what it is.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say too much. I'm just gonna give the facts.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Put it
Right.
out
Staying
there.
in sight.
Shine a light on it, man. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Uh,
All right.
that's
Yeah,
funny.
so
Yeah,
now that
man.
we can now I want to ask you a couple of more questions, just about your experience. You were similar to me, somebody who played at Notre Dame but also played at another university after that. I transferred to Syracuse in 2017, and I know you had transferred to Purdue and then
Mhm.
to Morgan State after that. So I
Yeah.
just wanted to ask you just about what your experience was in the portal and how that went for you when that time came up.
Yeah, yeah. Well, now it's funny. I had transferred like I think the portal came about the year after I had gotten to Morgan State, so I was like
Mhm.
right before then. What I had done, and it's funny because they just made some changes to the portal. Right now you
Mm-hmm.
can't transfer a second time without it being for a certain reason. One being like your medical or mental health.
Mhm.
Right, that was one. They said if just any extra existential reasons, right? It have to be just approved by the NCAA. My whole plan was to graduate, right? So that was really my thing when I was at Notre Dame, and things weren't really going my way. Again, I was always a guy that was just going to show up to practice every single day and try to better himself, right? I was trying to be the best
Mm-hmm.
version of myself because just being mad about my situation wasn't going to help me improve as a player, right? So that's just what I focused on every single day. And I made my mind up that, all right, I'm gonna graduate and give myself the freedom of, being able to do whatever I want with 2 years. So that was my whole intent then, because there was, again, no portal, there was no really restrictions for graduates at that point. You could
Mhm.
transfer as many times as you want as long as you graduate.
Right.
But guys hadn't really had any situations where they had 2 years of eligibility once they graduated. So I was in a situation where I was in a position, was it my redshirt sophomore year, to be able to graduate at the end of a summer. So I was just like, you know what, I'm about to just cram all of these credits into the what was the spring semester
Hold on, we
or
got
the
to clap
summer
it up for that though.
semester.
My
I'm about to
man
say,
said he graduated from
hey,
Notre Dame
Yeah,
in
in
3
brief
years,
fashion.
right?
Yeah,
Hey,
clap it up for
listen,
that.
yeah,
it took me
Yeah,
yeah,
it took
yeah.
me
yeah,
four
for
and a
sure.
half. It took me 4.5. So you feel me? Like, hey,
Listen,
that's
listen. I
hell
was
of
on the grind, man. It was
yeah.
stressful. It was hard, but I did it because again, I was just I was on a mission to prove my worth as a football player.
Mhm.
That I don't know how, like me. It was all a mission in itself, right? Academics and football. So I was just locked in, to I don't know how else to put it, to
Mhm.
to the fullest, right? So I crammed all of those credits into that spring, that summer, and was able to graduate in 3 years and transfer then to Purdue. But it was wild, right? I wasn't able to transfer to Purdue until camp basically started, right? Like it was like at the end of the very, very last summer session at Notre Dame was when I was officially able to transfer to Purdue. So it was right at the time of camp. I got there the day before camp started, got to camp the first day, was doing my
Man, I know
thing.
that
I
was
was doing my
awkward.
thing. I had a good start to my camp, but it's one thing to be in shape. It's another thing to be in football shape,
Mhm.
right? So I had some
Hundred
soft tissue
percent.
issues. I had some hamstring issues. So that was my thing there. Really, that situation didn't pan out how I wanted to. Then ended up making the decision to transfer to Morgan State. That ended up being a great decision for me. I had a great experience there, met some great people, expanded my network, and got to play, a full year of football. I wouldn't say healthy, because playing this sport, we know how it is. You're never really healthy. So, but
Never.
at that point in
Mm-hmm.
time, I was out there just trying to have fun. I had a decent year. I had an opportunity to participate actually at the Notre Dame Pro Day. They invited me back, so I participated at the Pro Day. Had a chance,
Right.
to even perform in front of the Dolphins, for a workout for them, but God had other plans, right? And I just
Mm-hmm.
transitioned to a professional career. But yeah, that was my experience, I guess, as like, in that little, it wasn't really the portal, right? It wasn't really the portal, but
The
that was
pre-portal.
my
That was like the
experience. Yeah, it was
pre-portal
Yeah.
right
pre-portal life,
there. Yeah.
pre-portal life. But yeah, that was my experience, I guess, in those latter parts of my career when I did make those decisions to transfer and kind of move on, from my
Definitely.
situations. But no, I'm thankful for it all, right? Thankful
For
for it all.
sure.
Do I wish it would have been different? I'll be honest. I would, maybe some things would have different, but would I take it back? No, because I'm thankful for the
Mm-hmm.
experiences. I'm thankful for
Absolutely.
all the things that I've learned. So got to
100%.
stand on that.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
man. It's true
So what do you
underdog,
think?
man.
Nah, for
True
sure. That's
underdog
true
for
underdog,
sure.
Yeah,
man. You gotta
yeah.
get it. You gotta get it however you can, man.
Got to
Like the
get it. Just got
Yeah.
to
circumstances
get it.
don't
Got to
matter.
make it
All
happen.
that matters is how you make it happen, man. So
Yeah.
talking about the journey in the portal, looking at it now, how do you think the experience has changed for some of these younger guys that can, almost damn near bounce around, or at least before these new changes came around, like that COVID era of transfer portal? Like, well, how do you think how do you think that experience was different from you and I's experience? Because I know when I was doing mine, I had to go to the office, the compliance office, and
Right.
tell them which schools I wanted to send my tape to, and they told me
Hmm.
which schools I was allowed to go and visit with. But how do you think that's different now with kids being able to go on social media and
Right.
having their own NIL connections and things like that? How you think that's affected the portal? And for you too, CJ, if you got something to chime in, for sure.
Yeah. I just wish there was just I don't know if structure is the word. I don't know if discipline is the word, right? Like what I appreciated about, and they've gone back to it, right? They with the rule
Mm-hmm.
changes. But guys, it wasn't their intent to really graduate. I feel like they lost,
Mm-hmm.
but really the intent to even really get their degrees and know the importance of one, like commitment. Like you gotta like that's one thing that's been lost. I feel like commitment,
Yeah.
because with commitment comes sacrifices, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
in both of our situations, the sacrifice was like, hey, you gotta academically, graduate if you want the freedom
Mm-hmm.
to be able to transfer. That's what you and I did, right, Devin? Like
Yep.
now, but
Mm-hmm.
you hop in the portal really without a plan. Like, all right, what's your plan? Like, is your plan really to make it to the NFL? Well, are you being honest with yourself there? Like, are you being honest with yourself? Are you really working as hard as you can to be the best player that you are? And then two, like, is your plan to graduate? Like how are those credits going to transfer, right? Like, does that school that you want to transfer to even have like really a program that's going to set you up for school after football? Like, I feel like we're trying to separate football and academics too much, right? Like, whereas with the NIL, I think it's a good opportunity for a lot of these players to really understand the business side of a lot of of sports and
Mm-hmm.
and
Sure.
college athletics. So I actually like NIL. I know we're probably going to talk about that. I like
Mm-hmm.
NIL, but and there's other there's tweaks I think they can make to it. But yeah, with the transfer portal, again, I like the changes that they're making now, because I think, again, they were losing sight of really why you go to college, really why you play college football. They were losing sight of commitment, losing really that discipline and structure. Like I said, I don't
Mm-hmm.
really know if that's really the word for it, but that's
Yeah.
how CJ. I know
You
you.
know, no,
I
like
went.
Corey, I just like want to kind of go with your point too, because man, like even like thinking back to your situation, I don't really want to speak on it, but like I remember when you got to Notre Dame and kind of all the trouble, and not troubles or anything you got in, but like just shit was going on. Coach Kelly was our receiver
Yeah.
coach, and it just making it was making it hard on my guys. Like
Right,
you feel
right,
me?
right. I do
And
That
like,
remember.
was
I do
that was
remember.
a crazy
That
time.
was
That was a
bro,
that
crazy
was
time.
odd.
and
Like,
like
yeah,
when you
that
couldn't do
was
nothing
crazy.
right, even if you did something right. You feel me? So it's
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I'm just thinking like I want to ask you like, do you think you would have like what would you'd have done if like the transfer portal, you freshman, you going in Notre Dame now, Coach Kelly to receive,
Mhm,
Coach Kelly on his BS when you get in
mhm.
there, what you gonna do transfer portal wise? Like you getting up out of there or you staying?
Nah, I would still stay. I would
Yeah.
still stay because
Hmm.
I wasn't used to I was not to say I wasn't used. I was used to like hard coaching.
Yeah.
I was used to that discipline and whatnot coming from St. Thomas Aquinas
Hmm.
high school out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Might as well go ahead and shout them out.
Shout them out. Shout them out.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Put
But
them on.
no,
Yeah.
I was used to that style of coaching. And I got a little bit of playing time to start, and yeah, I appreciate you, I guess, for not going into it, but I'm willing to go
Yeah.
into it, right? Like they really screwed me as far as like
Absolutely.
red shirting deal, right? Like I played my true freshman year. I played a couple games that year. Then they sat me for the rest of the year,
Yeah.
right? And then they come in the next year and then they redshirt me my sophomore year, which was odd, right? So that had happened, but my deal was it's also tough too when the guys that recruit you there leave.
That too. Yeah.
So I don't know if you remember
Talk
Coach
Yeah.
Tony
about it.
Alford. He was the one that had recruited me there to Notre Dame. Ironically, he's at Ohio State, who we playing this week. But
Mhm.
I love him. I obviously respect the decision he made, but it's also tough too, like you said, when you don't have really that coach that brought you there
Yeah.
to the
True.
school. Maybe vouching for you in those meetings, vouch for you when it comes to like play calling. So
Yeah.
but no, I would have stuck it out. I would have stuck it out
Yeah.
because I was I was cool with the situation. I was cool with the people I met. I was having fun being there, so it was cool.
No,
Yeah,
for sure.
no,
No, I
for
just,
sure.
I want to ask, because, I noticed, kind of the stuff you went through. And then, even for myself, like, I think even for myself, like, I switched positions like damn near 3 times. Like, I
Right?
don't think I would have stuck it out. Like, I'd have been like,
Yeah,
once they moved me from safety receiver, I was like, man, I'm trying to go back to
yeah,
safety. Like, I'm just going to go get a
right.
lot of tech
Yeah.
and they going to play me as safety. Like, you feel me? Like, and like,
Uh-huh.
I think,
That'd have been.
it says a lot, about the culture of Notre Dame for sure. We got going on now. The guys are not really
Yeah,
transferring out like all the time. We
Mhm.
still got guys sticking it out, juniors and seniors
yeah,
staying,
picking it up.
trying to
Yeah,
get that degree.
Yeah.
right.
But let me ask y'all this. This is a question I saw online. Do you think that the transfer portal is kind of like a crutch for coaches now, where they don't necessarily have to develop these players as hard as they would have had to? Like, you don't necessarily have to develop a kid straight from his freshman year. You can go out there and you can shop around getting somebody that's not happy with where they are, somebody that you might have missed out on recruiting 2 years prior,
Hmm.
and now they're at this other place and they're not getting the playing time, and you might be able to, finesse that situation. Y'all think the transfer portal could be a crutch for these coaches and not being able to do their job all the way?
Would you like? Can I go
You
Yeah,
first?
got it,
yeah.
Corey. That's all you,
Whichever,
bro. I'm gonna
whichever
let you
y'all
take
want
that
to
one.
go. My
Yeah,
bad.
yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't tee that
You
up.
can, you
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I think in these past few years, it absolutely has been a crutch. I mean, you see how many like third and fourth year guys that these coaches are getting through the portal. Will it be moving forward? I don't think it will be. I think you see what happened to the situation that happened to the receiver at North Carolina. I think it's going to have a lot of coaches now straying away probably from getting guys through the portal instead of now just getting those younger guys that they can groom. I think there's more benefit in that, right, Devin? Like I hope they go back to that. That it would be
Hmm.
For sure.
unfortunate to see, this continue to be a pattern because yeah, it's not cool. You see certain teams have success with it though, and shout out
Hmm.
to them. I was, i.e., Colorado, right? Dion
Yeah,
and them
yeah.
having a lot of success with that. I mean, you even seen like the Oklahomas, right? Like a guy like Dylan Gabriel, the quarterback there. No, like the team that
Hmm.
they assembled, Oklahoma looking actually pretty good this year. They're like quietly
Yeah.
doing
Yeah,
good.
they quietly, yeah.
Even
But
USC's got a good amount of transfers this
Yeah.
year
right,
too.
yeah,
The last
USC
2
got
years.
transferred. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like everybody got transferred nowadays.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Florida State, they
Hmm.
got the dude Keon Coleman.
Oh yeah.
He's doing really good for them.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, like teams have been leaning on the portal as a crutch. I'd say, Devin, to your point. But will it remain that way? I don't know. With the changes, and like I said, I just hate to see it. Kind of go in that direction because
Yeah.
as a kid coming out of high school, like you would hope that your coach wouldn't be lying to you when he says, "Hey, we want to bring you in, get you playing time,
Yeah.
develop you," and they shop it in the portal every single year. I feel like now as a kid, that'd be something I'd be paying attention to.
Hmm.
Like,
For
for the
sure.
last 5 years, has this coach, gotten two receivers out of the portal each year? Like that might be
Mm.
something I pay attention to moving forward.
Absolutely.
Right.
Depending on the program I'm going to. So Yeah, no, that's interesting.
Yeah, man. I mean,
What you think, C?
I think definitely they're gonna be using it as a crutch just because I mean teams will probably teams like Notre Dame going to use the portal for like complementary players. So our D line we're gonna go out and get some guys we can put on the D line or something like that. And so I think that's more so for like the crutch that teams like Notre Dame is gonna use it for. So they don't have to like those younger guys who
Right.
who just coming in or just real raw, don't have to put them on the field yet. And that will probably be the only, just for a team like Notre Dame, but other teams for sure, they're gonna rely on like teams like I can see like teams like A&M, Texas A&M, who just a lot of turnover in the staff, a lot of turnover in the players. Just gonna really develop, like really lean on the like transfer portal, just and try to pay guys to get down there and trying to wait to guys third and fourth years or maybe even their second year, just so they can kind of bring them in and try to get them on the team then, instead of trying to develop guys from high school up. So man, I think definitely got to be some, like, even with the NIL stuff, it has to be some type of like limit, some type of regulation where it's like structured, like you said, Corey, where it's like some type of, man, this is this and this and that. Like it can't be just anybody just doing whatever they want to. Everybody get up and transfer. Like anybody get up and leave. Like it got to be some
Can't
type
be a
of
free for all
free for
out
all,
here.
like, yeah, like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, that's a good point that you made though, CJ. I didn't think of it that way. You thinking like a coach, right?
yeah.
Like lean into the portal for the D lineman, for the offensive lineman, those guys that you need to be developed, like those, like the junior, senior offensive lineman with experience. Let those younger guys that you're getting in through through high school, let them develop, and then maybe shop with the skill, like maybe no, I would say not to shop maybe the skill players, but I'm thinking in like maybe like the mid-level conferences. Those are the teams maybe to lean into
Oh
the
Yeah,
yeah.
portal for, like those skill players, maybe the
exactly.
skill
Yeah.
players that haven't had success in the Power Five. But I think anybody, don't limit anybody to shopping in the portal for some like offensive lineman, defensive lineman. But yeah,
It's funny you said he sounds like a coach. I thought he sounded like a GM,
a
man.
GM, right,
like
right, right,
like
right,
this
right. I
joint
mean, I feel like
sound
Hey,
that's
the
how you're gonna
college
think
landscape is
nowadays.
getting more
Right.
and more
that's
like
basically what it is, man. It's
competitive,
like
man.
semi pro
Crazy.
now. Like you gotta,
Yeah, right.
you basically building your team, building what you
Mm-hmm.
need, and you like, all right, I don't got my DB is kind of weak this year. Let me try to go get me a couple of guys who can play some, nickel back, couple, whatever. Like, hey, might give me a
Right, right.
starter out the portal and see how that goes. Like, so
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I feel much more confident doing
yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I
Mhm.
got a couple more questions before we wrap
Yeah,
this thing up right quick.
yeah.
So I know we touched on Coach Prime, but so I got two offensive guys right here. So I wanted to get y'all takes on this. I don't know if y'all saw that hit that Henry Blackburn put on Travis Hunter,
Mm.
but that was crazy in my opinion. That was some dirty shit right there. Like, and
Yeah.
I'm a DB, and I'm all for not letting the receivers feel comfortable at any point in the game. But yeah, you definitely got to draw a line somewhere. But I think he definitely should have got ejected from the game.
No, for
Yeah,
sure.
But
For sure. I mean, I
but
know the
getting
emotions were
death
high.
threats is crazy though.
I know the emotions of the game were crazy high. Just that whole first half was just like game stop.
All
Like
over,
like
all over.
bro, I fell asleep because it was the first half was so long. Like I'm like, bro, what's going on? All
yeah,
these
I know.
penalties. But like, hey man, like it definitely is. It got to be a point where you draw a line. Like, all right, like I know I'm, I know I'm lining up that hit, but like, bro,
Yeah,
the ball was hit the ground, bounced twice. The ref
yeah,
then picked it
yeah.
up, threw it back to
Yeah.
another ref. Then he gonna hit him. I'm like, bro, like, then
Like what anticipation do you have as a
yeah,
defender? Like how late was that?
right. Or
Like
even go for the
honestly, how
ball.
late was that?
Like
Yeah,
the
that was
fact that he wasn't
crazy.
even trying to go for the ball, just that should have been an ejection right there,
Yeah,
because that's like
no,
that's a
for sure.
non-football play because he's not even
Right. Yeah,
playing.
it
You
was
know what I mean?
blatant. And then I was watching the game with my dad that night, and later on in the game, a defensive lineman got ejected for a hit, and
Mhm.
I'm just like, okay, he gets ejected, but this dude lacerate this dude liver
Yeah.
on a hit that was 4 seconds after the play, and he don't get ejected. Come
It's
on, man.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's
They
crazy.
might have saved the dude all of these death threats that he's been getting. Y'all hear that?
Man, if they
Mhm.
would, yeah, no, that's what I was going to touch on,
That's
and
crazy.
just to be a public service announcement for everybody out there watching. I know we
Mm,
all get super invested in these games, and I know that we all
Mhm.
love our teams, but there is under no circumstances, there ever any reason to threaten somebody on the internet. with violence. Like I
Absolutely
heard
not.
they
that
had
was
leaked the dude's campus address, his phone number,
Oh
all
man.
online. I'm like,
no, that ain't right.
it's never that serious. But at the same time, when you do dickhead things, you win dickhead prizes.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
don't know if that's not politically
Yeah.
correct to say, but hey, man, like in this day and age, social media don't let nothing slide.
Nothing
Like
slides.
Yeah,
For
nothing
nothing.
sure.
slides on social media, and y'all already brought all the attention on y'all.
Yeah, for sure.
And honestly, I seen some of the players online, and they kind of like embracing the villain roles. Like, yeah, whatever, man. So
Do
he
it
got
legally.
hurt. Wish him, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn,
Like,
that's
do it
crazy.
legally, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, he kind of wrapped around his own teammate anyway.
Yeah.
Like, he ain't see him,
It
and then
was
he
it
hit
was
him. Like,
messy.
come on.
Y'all
It was
You know what
Colorado
I'm
messy.
saying?
It
State,
was
man.
dirty as hell.
Calm down. Like, y'all Colorado State. Let's just calm it down. Like, I think they
Yeah.
was like statistically the worst ranked team in the country.
Man.
Like,
But
come
and
on.
it's crazy
I ain't
because they
gonna lie. He
played
looked good,
they
They
though.
was
look good.
playing
They
good.
look good. But
But
yeah.
all
He
of
was.
this
I
extra shit
but
just wipes
I
all of
mean,
that
but
off the
listen,
slate.
like
Right?
you're not gonna go as hard as you can. You know, you playing against a team that's on that.
Exactly.
Everybody in the
They
country.
had no
You
choice.
got Offset. You
Nope.
They
got
had no
rappers.
choice.
They got the Rocket. The
Their
Rock on
their
the
coach
sideline.
their
You
coach
got
was talking crazy
yeah,
before the game. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Like, they had some hype to live
yeah.
up to.
Coach
Now,
over.
as the game started, I thought about it. I was like, dang, those comments that he made were so outlandish. What if he did that as like a mind trick? Like
No,
we all thought that they was giving that he gave Colorado energy, but
just giving
he
his own
got
team in.
everybody talking smack about Colorado State. So now his team got the most energy. They
Yeah,
played like it.
they
I
I
ain't
was
gonna
want
lie.
to know what
They was
numbers.
trying to
I
win.
want to know what numbers that game did. Like, honestly, because I don't know.
everybody was
I
watching
posted
that
on my
game.
social media. I think it was yesterday, right? Like, it had people really on the East Coast up till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Watching that
We
game.
all was up. We
Man.
all were up on the East Coast. I don't care. I was texting, I believe, to my homeboy, like I said, at 1:30. Because honestly,
Mm-hmm.
with like maybe 4 minutes left in that game, I thought Colorado was gonna lose.
For
I
sure.
didn't.
Yeah.
I was losing faith. I wasn't believing.
Now I'm gonna tell
I
you
That
one
boy
wasn't
thing,
believing.
man.
Shador, man. That
Shador,
boy Shador looking like a high. Like that's
bro,
why you was
Talk
talking
about
his
about
Heisman
arms.
candidate.
Sam Shador. I
Hey,
don't know, man.
it's
Them
the
boys
way
My
like
going hand in hand.
he slings that ball like bro
my
like
two dark horses, Sam Hartman and Shador Sanders.
man, like the
Those are
way
my
he
two
be
Heisman
just
dark horses.
the ball gets to the receiver so quick. I'm like, yo,
Yep.
he be putting it on point. It don't like the
Yep.
ball like it's just like in the air for like half a second and it's on the receiver. Like he be
That's it, right?
slinging
I
it.
know,
Like
but the same as Hartman, though,
yeah,
right? Catchable balls,
Mm-hmm.
though.
hmm
Catchable ball.
Yeah.
He's not putting everything on it. He's not
yeah,
throwing it 100 miles per hour, right? Like,
yeah.
that's why they have both similar qualities. I think they are two quarterbacks that are playing really the best football in the country right now.
hmm
Hartman and Sanders. They playing
Yeah.
yo, that game on Saturday night. I'm telling you, that
Yeah,
was
that was
that was a
game.
great game. That
Yeah,
was up there with the TCU game. It's
yeah.
probably better than
Yeah.
the TCU game.
Yeah. Them emotions had it going, man. And to
Yeah,
see
yeah.
them win it in double OT, yeah, that was beautiful. And I think, battling through adversity like that for a team that just lets you know what your team is made of.
Yep.
hmm
So yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh
But
yeah.
let's see. You had anything else to wrap up with? See, you had any other questions you wanted to get?
No, I think we got everything everything we wanted, everything we had
Yeah,
planned
no
on from our
doubt,
guy
no
Corey, man.
doubt, man.
Appreciate you coming on, my guy. Always
Absolutely, man.
love,
I
man.
appreciate y'all for having me.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Big love, man. Appreciate you for stopping
Good.
through, bro, for messing with us over here at the Lucky Underdogs podcast,
Lucky
Yeah.
man.
underdog.
Yes, sir. As
No, you
always,
guys.
thank y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Unlucky Underdogs brought to you by Believe Network, Goodman Productions. Catch y'all on the next time, man.
All right, now.
Peace. Go
All right, man.
Irish.